Okay, job interviews. It's uncomfortable. I know. In an unnatural setting like job interview, it may be enticing for you to put on an act. However, you'll get a lot further on the off chance that you make sense on how to introduce your actual self in the best light. My best light is having to make people laugh, so that's what I do. I crack jokes. Sometimes it doesn't land, which doesn't get me the job that I want, but sometimes it does land because I'm always funny. The general public is about realness nowadays, including, more specifically, in the employing procedure. Gone are the days where you're expected to abandon your personality and appear at your meeting with your interview face. Hiring managers need to see the genuine you. Yeah, how would you balance your authentic self with being proficient? So, I'm here to give you these tips to showcase your true self and be more authentic in your interview. 1. Answer questions truthfully. This may appear to be guaranteed, however, you would be astounded at the stuff individuals express just to attempt to find a new line of work. Recruiting managers are looking past canned responses of who you truly are, so don't be reluctant to respond to questions honestly. I mean, don't have experience on something? It's generally not a good idea into saying outright, I don't have any experience as of yet. Trust me, I've done that, it doesn't land. So since it gives, just because it gives a negative impression, so clarifying instead how you worked at something comparative, or you've generally had an enthusiasm for discovering that something would be something beneficial for you, is the best way to make yourself move into a better life. Number 2 is be precise. Rather than depending on adages, pack up your cases in regarding to abilities or qualities with models and applicable stories. Okay, rather than declaring that you're a cooperative person or concentrated on the details, think of a narrative that actually shows this. These are the moments wherein your interviewer would ask you about situations and how would you come up with solutions. So for example, with you saying that you're cooperative, then you should be showcasing that into your answer. There's also instances where they'll ask you for a moment in your life where conflict arises and how are you able to overcome it. And this is your time to insert yourself in light where it's also truthful, precise, and at the same time showcasing your usefulness for the job that you are applying for. Okay, next is prepare yourself, but don't go overboard. Before your meeting, do your exploration. I've been telling you guys about this. Do your research. However, do it somewhat better. Try not to retain your responses to each interview questions available over the internet. Try not to concoct counterfeit shortcomings, camouflage as qualities. Make sure to look at the organization's social media and statements of purpose, especially searching for things that impact you or the things that you are passionate about. Furthermore, research each individual you are meeting with. Did you share things particularly speaking, or is there something that truly sticks out? One of the things that you should remember the most is you shouldn't try to be hesitant to make references during your meeting. So in that way, they'll know that you actually did your research. Get you in good graces, as I've said. Then there's also this. Watch your body language. Your lips might be stating a certain something, however, your body could be negating your announcements. So to seem credible, it's fundamental to focus on nonverbal signals. So for example, posing outward appearances, eye-to-eye connection, and handshakes. As someone who has trouble maintaining eye contact with people whom I just met, I totally understand how uncomfortable it can be, so I really suggest practicing that. Whatever you are weakest in the most, then that should be worked on more than the other. With body language, as I've said, eye-to-eye contact is really something that I'm not used to. So there's also that, and then there's also having to revert sometimes into a slouching position. That, and also avoiding eye contact that makes me seem like I'm reclusive and uninterested in getting the job. So I went ahead and practiced having to sit up straighter and everything. So I sometimes do it still, like now. But just sometimes, not so much as now. The eye contact thing, I'm still working on it actually. Then there is owning your weakness as much as owning your strengths. So there is an explanation that interviewers consistently post this inquiry. And no, it isn't to make sense of what you suck at. Employing managers need to see how you handle things that attempt to keep you down. Try not to avoid your shortcomings. Like, nobody is great. But rather feature how you oversee them. For example, someone said this: I have an extremely difficult time remaining composed. So don't just leave it there. You know, you should be continuing that in order to saying something that on how you cope with it or how you deal with it. So you could say, in any case, I've discovered that in the event that I keep a point-by-point plan of my tasks and objectives, it's anything but difficult to oversee and remain ahead. Again, there is strength in telling your interviewer honestly about your weaknesses, because they'll have an information that you're not lying about what you can and can't do. And if you get the job, then they can keep an eye on things that you need to improve, or they can train you with those things. See? All good. Check out our merch too by going to teaandsugar.com. If you're interested in reading about stuff like these, go to webymoney.com. We also put out different stuff on how to be a good employee and employer, how to earn more money by doing other things, and basically more exciting stuff. So head on over there. Oh, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can be updated when the next one comes out. Alrighty, we'll see you next time. Bye!